looking at this morning, guys? Well, we're going to take a look at cheap gas station knives and make a decision as to whether they're actually safe or not. I have this one out because this is the one, well, we'll talk about that when we look at it from above. But first, you guys know what time it is. Turn on the volume because here comes some music. This is going to suck. We're going to take a look at these, and I'm going to tell you right now, some of these are better than others. And I'm going to tell you that this, as much as I hate it, is probably the best of the bunch. So we're going to crack into these. We're going to start with, we'll go best to worst and take a look at them. I'm not going to go through all of the Elite Edge. We'll look at a couple of them, but just from a safety standpoint. And the reason we're doing this, I don't know if you guys have been watching my live feeds. I did a thing where I told everyone if we got to a certain point financially that I would put my Grimsmo back in its case and I would start carrying one of these, which this has been in my pocket all morning. It's currently, oh, let's see here. It is currently 9:15 in the morning. I've been up since 5. This has been in my pocket as promised. Tonight on the live feed, because it's still not, it's still Monday for me. We're going to let you guys judge, I believe, if we reached that financial milestone. So that's why we're kind of doing this. But let's go ahead and move these out of the way, and we're going to take a look at these, and I'm going to tell you why some of them are so bad. Now, as I said, we're going to go best to worst. This is this Microtech button lock that was sent to me by Beardo the Weirdo. It sits on my shelf because it was a gift. And but this is not a great knife. However, in comparison to some of the others, this one actually is not as horrible. This is a usable tool. There is a little bit of blade play, both in the lock, there is lock rock, and there is a little bit of lateral side-to-side blade play. It's not horrible, and I imagine if I tighten down the pivot, it would be fine. Sorry about that, guys. I always forget to mute things. So what I was saying was, this is not, this could be a usable knife. I know a lot of guys. When I was in the military, I knew a lot of guys that would carry these, and they'd use them when they would get dull, beyond the point of repair. When the blade would just get so loose, they just kind of throw them away. They used them as pry bars and screwdrivers, and they were nothing great. These are probably not that expensive. I'm going to put a link over so you can see some of the prices of M-Tech knives, but you can see they're not really expensive over here on the side. But in the scope of things of all of these, this one's not horrible. I joke about it, but it's a simple aluminum scales. It's obviously been spray painted. It's aluminum scales, steel liners. That is plastic. Is this aluminum? Let's take a look. Since I don't really care about this knife, we'll go ahead. Yeah, that's aluminum. Would not do that with an expensive knife. Aluminum with steel liners. It does run on bearings. Now, I will say that the blade on this is not ground as badly as I had expected. It didn't come sharp. I'm not going to take the time to sharpen it. It's real thick behind the edge, but this is a viable, honest knife. You could actually carry this and use it. Some of these other knives, I would not recommend that. So, the M-Tech stuff, they have a lot of really budget knives. These are the kind of things that you would see your friend back home carrying if he was a mechanic or worked at a gas station. You can't use the thumb studs on it. It's only a flipper only, but at least the button lock actually works, and it's not horribly uncomfortable in hand. So as far as garbage knives go, this is kind of the ones I have here. This is kind of the higher end tier of garbage crappy knives. So let's go ahead and get this one out of the way and take a look at how much worse they can get. Now, these next couple knives are by a brand called Elite. They say Elite Edge, but it looks like Elite Edge. Trusted brand. That is actually the name of the company. These are made in China. Now, there's 2 of these here, and the reason I have so many of these is, well, one night in a live feed, we went on a shopping spree on Cutlery Corner Network, and I bought stuff from Frost Cutlery. So these are really, really crappy knives. The seatbelt cutter is not, I don't know. I've never had a knife that had that. I don't know if this is how everyone does it, but basically they just sharpened the liner down to make that seatbelt cutter. And I've tried cutting things with it. It's not very sharp. And then you have this one. Now these are definitely, I don't know what this, injection molded plastic on steel liners, big pocket clip. They are all, every one of them, tip down only carry. And here's the thing with these knives that I got from Frost Cutlery, Cutlery Corner Network, they are all assisted opening. Really, really crappy steel, lots of blade play that can, I mean, not only can I bend the blade, I can move the entire thing. Not good knives at all. They are just painted plastic scales. This one, can I squeeze this? Yeah, you can see, like, that's not well constructed. And they came, I don't know what keeps happening to this. I have not cut anything with this yet, but look at that edge. That edge is horrible. This one I actually had out in a live feed. I don't trust this one. I don't know if I'm going to carry it. This isn't assisted, but I was just playing with this and I popped the screw out of the pivot. Like this, I stripped the screw simply by putting a little bit of pressure on it and popped it loose. So this is going to get taken out of the running of knives that you guys are going to get to vote for tonight for me to carry. But I mean, just your typical gas station knives. Now, the safety factor on these, I don't trust these locks. Look at how close that lock is. I guarantee, watch that lock flex. Can you see it? I'm not putting a lot of pressure on that. You can see that lock flex. See it? So I don't trust that these knives actually would stay locked. Let's see, this one is actually, I picked this one because out of all of them, it had the best lockup. And that's good and solid. So this is the one I've been carrying because I don't like assisted openers because of that. Look at that. That is horrible. And they're all tip down. I'm not a fan of tip down carry. So are these safe? This one, of the three of the Elite Edge, I would say that these are the best of the 5 knives that I got from Cutlery Corner Network, to tell you the truth. But they're still not great, and I wouldn't trust them for much of anything. Luckily, I'm still reviewing other knives, so even though I have to carry this as my daily carry, I'm rotating other things in for review and things like that. So there you go. There's your Elite Edge from Cutlery Corner Network. Made in, by the way, I meant to mention it. These are all like stainless. It's designed in USA, handcrafted in China. Same thing that MTech says. I would imagine that they're along the same lines. So let's go ahead and look at the next one that is not as good. So this is the Frost Cutlery. I think they had it listed as the Freedom Memorial knife. It is the same crappy plastic handles, but the design is on both sides. In and out of pocket, almost impossible because of that design. Oh, I almost cussed. Horrible, horrible pocket clip and things like that. But on this one, you have the added, that is all the way over, and it still flexes. You can see I am literally moving that blade. Watch, can you see? Watch the flipper tab. I'm actually moving that flipper tab in there. Lots, and I mean lots of blade play that you can't get rid of. This knife, I do not feel is safe at all. You can just feel it. It just feels like it's trying to come apart. I guarantee if you took this knife apart, you wouldn't be able to get it back together. These are pot metal screws, probably not even heat treated. Like I said, I popped the pivot loose on the other one. They are assisted opening, and you know why they're assisted opening? Because there's no other way you would get this knife to open. So this pivot is so loose. I tried to tighten this pivot down, and there's that noise again. I believe that's the water running into the refrigerator for the ice maker. Yeah, I tried to tighten this. I don't think that these screws have been heat treated. I doubt if the blade has really been heat treated well. This pocket clip is really bad. This is just a really poorly made knife. And when you look, it came almost 100% over. And like I said, still very obvious flex in that. I could defeat that lock easily, but I don't want to hurt myself. So these Frost Cutlery knives, again, made in China, are horrible. Jim Frost did not do a lot of favors to folks in the knife world. And the thing is, a lot of people have these and buy these knives. For us that are in the knife hobby, it seems unusual. This seems weird that this would be a commonplace thing, but they are. A lot of people carry these knives. So let's go ahead and get this one away. And let's look at the last one that just came in a care package from one of my subscribers, Kyle. All right, guys, this last one is the most unsafe. I mean, this one is truly, I would not wish this on anyone. I am going to try and do a video where I fix the issues with this with tools that you just have around the house. We're going to try that and see. But this one, I mean, at first blush, it looks better than the other knives, but then you get into it and you feel it and then you try to open it. Nothing works. When it does lock out, it's really early lockup. That's the best I could get out of it. Bang, just right there. It's like having a slip joint. Even when I wrist flick the crap out of it, right there, just right there. Tip down carry like the other ones. This isn't even G10. I think this is just molded, injection molded plastic with a texture on it. It's not great. The blade isn't marked with any steel or anything. You can see where it's been finished ish. Probably no real good heat treat on it. This would be something I would not even give to someone. This is like a $2 swap meet knife. Now, the guy that sent this to me, it was in the care package that we opened up on Sunday. It was just simply, he told me it was the crappiest knife he'd ever seen. It was a stocking stuffer, apparently, is what he had said. But this, I mean, this just is an unsafe knife. It does run on bearings. You can see there's even 2 different size bearing races in it. So really poorly constructed, don't have any veracity on it as to what the steel is. Like I said, just tiny little bit of pressure and I can overcome that lock. It doesn't take much at all. So yeah, this, like these $2, $3 knives that you see at the front counter at the gas station, not something I would advise getting. They're not safe. You know, if you needed a knife for something, like, you could find something much better. I think just taking a kitchen knife out with you someplace would be better than that. A cheap small fixed blade is better. This is not a good knife at all. Like I said, probably pot metal. I imagine when we get ready to take this apart, we're going to find that that I'm not going to be able to get it back together, but we're going to give it a shot when we try to repair this and make it a functional tool. So there you go, guys. That's the last one. Gas station knives, are they safe? I mean, you could get, but I mean, if you really just needed to have a knife for a few days, this would probably work. But this is stuff that's marketed to a, 12, 13-year-old kid that's watching Cutlery Corner Network and they find this stuff. These are not knives. Like I know, like I said earlier, us guys that have been in a knife hobby for a while just are amazed that people even still buy this stuff. I mean, I bought it, but it was for a video. So yeah, guys, that's it on this one. Let's turn this. I don't even look at these anymore, knowing that I have to put this right back in my pocket. Let's turn this around and do some final thoughts. There you go, guys. Cheap gas station knives. Are they safe? Not really. Not much else I can say about it. Some of those were way better. I'm not going to lie. As much as I dislike it, the M-Tech is, out of all of them, I think probably the best constructed. It's not as horrible as some of the others. Definitely that's much more of a usable item. So guys, that's it on this one. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the content, give it a thumbs down. I can't change it if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit that bell icon, and make sure you've got notifications turned on your device. I typically put up at least 1 video a day on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then 2 videos a day on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have a live feed that we run every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:30, unless something happens like with my wife's surgery. If you want to support the channel financially, however, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. They're all in the description below. I have a membership that gets you in on tier-based benefits. Pick the tier, it gets you where you want to go. Premium tier members have a sharpening tutorial series, but everyone saves $5 on my sharpening service, and everyone gets access to my gilded server where we chat and I've got knife trade and pictures and stuff. It's just a lot of fun. Other ways you can do it, I have affiliate links down below. Anything you purchase, I get a little bit of a checkout, and it doesn't cost you anything. And I have a bunch of EDC stuff, knives, tools, sharpening stuff, stones, all listed down below. So check that out. And final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. I've set up a coupon code that works anywhere on Ember Shirt Co. that saves you 10% at checkout. That coupon code is CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, all one word, saves you 10%. And if you send me pictures of you wearing my merchandise, I will put them in a video. Guys, I love y'all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you in the next video.